Hey everyone, Carl here at 3 Acre Paradise. Thought I'd put out an update. Today is Sunday, October 13th, 2019. And for the past couple weekends, I've been working on my infrastructure project. And what this project is I'm putting basically irrigation, some house fresh water, and electrical all over the property. And this is to support future projects. So if you've seen any of my previous posts, I did put out a plan. So there was going to be a total of 5 irrigation spigots on each side of the property. So imagine the property is a rectangle. So along the long sides, there's going to be 5, basically from the artesian well. And if you're not familiar with an artesian well, in Florida, it's a well with natural pressure. So you don't have to have a pump to pull the water up, although it's not a lot of pressure. Anyways, one change I've made is what you're looking at here is one of the irrigation. It's a 3/4 inch pipe coming out of the ground. I've decided to run power to all of these drops as well. So there's going to be a switched outlet and a non-switched, and all the switched outlets basically come on at dusk and turn off around 2 a.m. So a whole lot more wire. Turns out I'm using about 1/2 mile of wire and 1/4 mile of pipe for this whole project. So anyways, you can see I've dug these trenches and they go all over the property. I'm about halfway done right now. So in the trench, there's a 1 1/4 inch pipe and then a 12/3 UF wire, which is the underground rated. And then the wires and the pipes, they go all over the place. I had to go ahead and cover some of it to run the tractor over that. But the irrigation and house freshwater also come to the new garden area. So I'll have both well water here and house freshwater. You see a lot of the power where the connections are, there's multiple wires. And then also, this is gonna be the potting area, be like a potting shed there. Pipes continue. Again, imagine a big H over that rectangle. But I do have some really good news for me, at least. So here's where we tap into the well. And the original plan was, I've got this little pump house here. It houses the aerator for the pond and a float valve and such. Basically, it's for the pond. But I left enough room in there for a pump. If you look at the well water, so let me turn this on here. So this is the well water coming through 200 feet of hose. So in the past, clean that off a little bit there. So it's pretty good flow. But when you run this up other parts of the property, the elevation changes. We're at pretty much the lowest elevation now. And when you add 2 more hoses on there, pressure really drops. But the good news is because I'm not running the water through garden hose anymore, it's going through a rigid pipe, I've got really good pressure. So let me turn this hose off. I will turn the well on to the pipes I've done so far. And let me walk over to another section and I'll show you. Okay, we're in the northeast corner of the property. This is the furthest point from the well. And this 3/4 inch pipe, which is terminated off of that 1 1/4 inch pipe, it's the furthest point at 480 feet. So I measured it out. And I've got these caps. So let me pop this off. So that's just pressure from the artesian well. So that's really good pressure. I don't think I'm going to need a pump. That saves me a lot of work and, of course, a little bit of money. It's a lot of work getting the pipe here. I had to route, you can kind of see here, I had to route around trees. Again, this is a 480-foot run, so it goes about 2/3. I don't know if you can see it, but one of the other pipes is spewing, actually 2 of them down there. So the pipe that you just saw, that was the pressure I was getting with 2 other open pipes. So let's head on down to those, cap them off one at a time. I don't think we can cap them all off. There's just too much pressure and it blows the slip caps right off the pipes. So let me get on down there. But you can see the trench along the whole fence here. There's a lot of digging. I used a trencher. I didn't do it by hand. So here's another spigot, an electrical. Basically walking along the east side of the property. I brought electrical to the chicken coop. And then there's an electrical outlet there. I used the trench lines that were dug for the pipe to go ahead and drop a lot of electrical. So this could be interesting to see how many of these I can cap off. Like I said, there's such good pressure. See, the wires here actually caught the cap. If I get that on there. All right. Now you can really see the pressure. So let me look around here for a second. As far as I can tell, none of the others have popped off yet. So now we're in the back corner. So this is the southeast corner. And I got a feeling the pipe cap is gone. Probably washed away over on the neighbor's side there somewhere. But here you go. You can really see what kind of pressure I'm getting. So the pressure is a lot higher than it would be through a hose. When you run water through a hose, the pressure, some of that gets lost just because of the flexibility of the hose. So you can imagine the pressure pushing out like it's a balloon. And with the rigid pipe, we don't have that. So going back along this line here, again, if you just picture it overhead, it's like a big H. And then I've got this point here. Here's where the cross portion of that H goes. It actually goes right by the pond. And this pipe is dug about at least a foot down. Another electrical drop. So you can imagine there'll be some lighting out here. And then this is the back side of the pond. So house over here, pond. And I put an electric drop here for a waterfall or just some pond lighting. Again, I'm going across the property, across the middle segment of that H now. Over to the garden area. And we're back at the pump house. So I'll go ahead and turn that back off. I don't want to flood the yard right now. So it's coming along real good. The next step is this segment. I'm going to connect up to the workshop, get the wires up there, tap into the fresh water, bring that fresh water down here, and then I'll have the backyard done. The front yard is halfway done. And the biggest thing slowing me down now is I'm getting to the point where I'm crossing pipes and wires. So I had to manually dig this. See the red flag? I had a power company come mark the power line, so I dug that out by hand. But I'm getting ready to fill that back in. So that's my update. Infrastructure project is coming along well. Hoping to have this done in about 2 more weekends. Get all this dirt back in place. Then I'm going to work on terminating all this, connecting wires, creating some sort of, I don't know what you call it, but like put a post in the ground, attach the spigots to, attach the electrical outlets to those. So that'll be a project in itself. All right, I will post again, probably next weekend, and see how it's coming along. Thanks for watching.